Alright, we should be live. Could you wait just a couple minutes to let people in? Oh, yeah, I have to. I'm just giving it a minute for everyone to flood in, getting everything set up here. There we go. Perfect. It's probably better over here. Yeah, that's perfect. Okay. Cool, so I can do this. Yeah, awesome. Alright, cool, cool, cool. What do I want to do? Right, okay. Like, no, it's the wrong one. Okay. Cool. Should be all set up now. Alright, I'll give it like a couple minutes here for people to start pulling up in chat, and then we're gonna start reviewing. We'll open up with my game, and then I think I'm gonna do it in like pool order, so kind of like how we did the reviews, or like the whatchamacallit, the power rankings. I'm gonna do that. And then in the future, I'm probably not going to post the link in the power rankings. I'll probably post it in like general announcements, but it's like some weird stuff where I don't always have the perms to at the Lucid division. So yeah, hopefully it's people rolling in here in a minute. Okay. Alright. So I'm going to open it up with my battle, and then we're going to go from there. But yeah, so to start off with my battle, I'm actually going to do, just quickly go over my team builder, because obviously I have mine. So this is the team here. So what we have here is a Hisuian Samurott, black glasses, like kind of standard, with flip turn, encore, sacred sword, ceaseless edge, and the reasoning for that is my opponent has a king gambit, so I wanted to be able to encore sacred sword it. Ceaseless edge is obviously really good just because I like to get up spikes and flip turn. I have various different EVs here, mostly HP and defense, as I wanted this thing to be tanky. 180 speed allowed me to outspeed something. It's been a little bit since this game, I don't remember it off the top of my head. I didn't need way too much attack damage this game, just a little bit. Then I have this max HP, max defense Great Tusk, which gets boosted by the Vulpix, which you'll see later. That's a fun one. But this basically allows me to do is take any physical hit, as there's a lot of physical attackers on the opposing team, and especially with Photosynthesis up, this thing tanks everything. I have Roar, just because my opponent's answers to Ceaseless were not the best, and like spikes and stuff. So if I could roar out like threats, like something, or even like bring out a Sneasler while the terrain is up and proc its Unburden before it's able to sweep, then it takes spike damage, it gets Unburden procs early, and then I wall it. So it basically allowed me to mess with my opponent at any time. Next up, I have this kind of like interesting Roaring Moon set where it goes back and forth between a U-turn pivot, well, as long as it's in the sun, and then late game it pops the booster energy and DDs. I have Terra Flying if that's the angle I choose to go down, just because this thing's a really good mid-game breaker and sweeper, so to be able to dual mode it just seemed really good this week. And I don't even have to pop the Terra Flying if I don't want to. But yeah, this thing is mostly just made to outspeed and damage everything. I do have it so it gets the speed boost in Photosynthesis, just because I want to try and outspeed as much as I can, as my opponent can mess around with like terrain stuff. They've got like Wheezing and Sneasler and stuff, as you can see here. We've got Mahomes, the Vulpix. So this thing's obviously main goal is just to set Sun for these two, and my Rotom, which is next. By setting Sun for these three, it just becomes a lot better this week, especially since this thing gets the speed boost, and this thing gets that major defense boost. I have Encore, Hypnosis, Baton Pass, Disable. This thing is pretty much just meant to shut things down if it can even do anything, because its sole goal is to set up the Sun, but I can like Encore, Disable a King Gambit to be annoying. I can Baton Pass out if I so choose, if I think I can get it off. Hypnosis is extremely fun because I can put stuff to sleep. And even though Vulpix is not doing much, if I put something to sleep, something else can do something, especially with all of like the Sun I have. Next up, I do have my Rotom Heat here. And it's max special attack with Overheat in the Sun with choice specs. My opponent just doesn't have any fire switches, unlike their team at all. And therefore, I think the just the Overheat here is extremely strong. And then it's a pretty simple set. And then finally, I have a Terra Normal Lucario, who's just going to be a sweeper for the most part. It looked really strong this game. I really only had Roaring Moon as like backup Terra option if I wanted it to be. But this thing was probably going to be the main sweeper, as it would just look strong this game. Even if I didn't use it as a sweeper, I could mid-game break with it and choose not to Terra if I wished to sweep with like Roaring Moon late game. So yeah, that's just kind of what I went with. I thought this was probably like the easiest to go with. So with that, I'm gonna just immediately start here. Yeah, let's go with that. So, oops, let's get this sound muted. There we go. And yeah, so they lead Wheezing, which is like the one thing I really didn't want them to lead, but I got my spikes up anyways, and I just immediately died to Strange Steam. So I didn't think I would die to Strange Steam. As you guys saw, I had like some HP investment. Mostly Fizz Def because I was worried about potential late game Gambit. Like I wanted to make sure I can always beat that thing's Sucker Punch in terms of taking a hit. So I didn't actually expect to die there, so that told me that this thing had quite a bit of special attack on it, because I shouldn't have died without it. And I can just immediately go into Lucario in this case and go for a Meteor Mash. And if I get an attack raise, it's great. I know I'm going to live that Flamethrower. I had enough HP investment that even offensive Wheezing Flamethrower couldn't kill me. And I kill this thing immediately, which is nice. So that thing being offensive definitely threw me for a loop, and I took a lot of damage here. But that's okay, because this thing is mostly going to be outspeeding things. That's going to be its main job. And I got a spike up with Samurott. I have other answers to King Gambit, and as long as spikes are up, my opponent here's only hazard removal was that Wheezing. And if they chose to defog on this, then I get a free SD after the Meteor Mash. And that's great. So I go Vulpix here on the Gambit, as the Gambit actually can't do way too much to Vulpix, but it turns out to not be King Gambit, but rather the Hisui and Zoroark, which makes some sense. I figured that maybe they thought that a Sucker Punch could kill, and I could CC, but the thing is, if it was the Hisui and Zoroark, then I just get hit and I die. So there is no reason to risk that. So I go into my homes here, and I live on 4, which is fine, because that means I've done my job. I go for Hypnosis here, thinking that I'm just going to die, but he actually switches into Thunderous. Now, I don't exactly get this play, but I do get the sleep on Thunderous here, and I think this is, like, honestly pretty big, because this affects the remainder of the game. I definitely was a bit confused there as to why the Hisui and Zoroark decided to switch out. Maybe they were afraid of some, like, random Scarf Vulpix putting it to sleep. I don't know if that's something they saw. Maybe they were predicting a double. I could switch into Moon. Maybe this thing was coming into Prankster, like T-Wave my Moon or something. Or just a wall of my Tusk, which is a potential switch in. I don't exactly get what we're going for here with it. But yeah, that ended up being the answer here. Which I always found a little weird. But I am able to switch out here. Pretty much completely free. I am Tom Pass. I go into my Lucario. I just decide to SD because I'm taking advantage of them staying in to try and wake up here. And at that point, I could just Terra Normal and E-Speed and pick up the kill on this thing, which is big. Because now Tusk walls everything minus the Hisui and Zoroark. Or no, it doesn't really wall these two, but it walls these two guys. And these guys don't necessarily want to switch in because I can knock off. So it puts Tusk in a much stronger position. And so Lucario goes down here. This ends up just being the Zoroark, but that's fine. Lucario has done its job. It's pretty much all it needed to do. So at this point, I can just freely go into my Roaring Moon. Roaring Moon comes in. I know I'm going to outspeed this thing. If I don't, then I'm taking a Hyper Voice, but I should, because at +1 speed, I outspeed even a Scarfed Zoroark Hisui. So I get a free knock here, and that thing is just going to go down, which is perfect. And I'm in such a good position here. Articuno comes in. I decide to U-turn on it because I don't know. I probably could have knocked, but I was a little worried that this thing would be something like funky. This thing cannot Terra. Only the King Gambit can Terra this game. And Hoopa. We're supposed to put a Terra preview. I think we forgot for this guy a little bit. I don't think it mattered because if it mattered, we would have complained. But yeah, there's a whole new thing where Terra Preview is like disabled, so you have to like enable it with like a slash thing until they fix it. It's a little annoying, and we didn't know about that. So here comes the Tailwind. I probably could have just knocked and killed this thing, honestly, but oh, you know what? I was probably worried about Sun Ending, and I didn't want to pop my booster. Yeah, so that makes sense. The critical hit is annoying, but I do get my Specs Volt switch off, and that thing is going to go down. So now I get free access to another set of Sun here. Sneasler goes and Dire Claws me. I stayed in and Encored in case it SD'd. And now I get to go Tusk, guaranteed, and tank a Dire Claw. I do get parried, which is mildly annoying, but I am able to just kill the Sneasler as I do wall it. And finally is the King Gambit. No matter what this thing, I can just react to the Terra. It is ground Dark Terra, and if I knew this, I would have stayed in. And I stayed in anyways. If I didn't, I would have probably just sacked that and killed it with this. So I do get flinched a couple of times here, and like para flinch comes annoying. So this takes actually a little bit for me to actually kill, but I do just wind up killing with some Earthquakes after a little bit. The opponent was wrong ability on King Gambit. It was Defiant, not Supreme Overlord. But either way, if this thing just did eventually wind up killing me, I would have killed with Roaring Moon, which I packed. I believe I packed. Did I pack Brick on that thing? No, I packed U-turn, but if I U-turn and then sack this, it's going to 2-ko, because I am really strong. That's right. So, in the end, I would have won no matter what. GG's to my opponent. But yeah, I was able to win 3-0 for my first week. So, that's going to be like the review of my battle, and now we're going to go into more the review of others, which I haven't actually watched. So, that should be fun. Give me a minute to get that set up. But that's not going to take me too long here. I just got to get the battles all pulled up. So we're going to start with Pool A. And we're going to start with, like I said, we're going to go in descending order of each pool. And so it's going to be like the first player, and then, so it's 1v2 is like so the first draft and the second draft face each other. So by knowing that, it's pretty easy. If you watched the previous, you'll kind of know the order that we are going in here. So let's pull this up really quickly. So we're first gonna go with the team named myself, or not the team named myself, the battler named myself, not me, but the battler. So we're gonna go with myself versus Suki11. Is going to be the first. I think I have all the names down, by the way. If any of you guys are in the stream and I do pronounce your name wrong, please do tell me. And yeah, so we're gonna go right into here. Let's find Suki11 here. What's up, Alex? Nice. Glad to see you back at the stream. So that must have been... Here we go. Okay, so let's go here. This. And replay. Perfect. Okay. Don't need these anymore. So, this ends up being here. So we have Valiant, Globro, Hisuian Samurott, Guard, Tauros Thundi, and we have the opposing team, which has Chien-Pao, and then it looks like mostly lower tier mons. I mean, yeah, I know, I guess it's these three, but then 3 Claude. Okay, never mind, I know what I'm talking about, but 2 low tiers, which is kind of cool. I wonder how they'll perform. I believe at least one of these guys can Terra. Yes, the Alcremie is Terra. So we could see the Terra Alcremie. Globro and Garg both have the ability to Terra as well. So that is also potentially something we could have. So that is kind of interesting. Yeah. Okay. Perfect. And yeah, is that all still good in the broadcast? No? Okay. That should be. Okay, perfect. So now, I'm just gonna play. Oop, okay, so we can see all the Terra types here. It's gonna take a second to load. I see steel for Suki11. Does Suki11 have any steels? No, so that's one of the custom Terra types. I wish I could see the mons here, but it will not show me. I'm assuming it's in order. Oh, so did he just put a steel on every mon? Or he put a Terra on every mon, but he can't use Terra on everything. Gotcha. Okay, so Terra Steel, or no, that's how it's Terra Fairy Globro and Terra Fairy. Okay, so both Terra Fairy on Globro and Garg. So we only have to worry about Terra Fairy. And myself here has, let's see, so Psychic Fairy. Sorry, so Terra Fairy Alcremie. Okay, that's the only Terra Captain that game. So the Alcremie is Terra Fairy, so we're not going to see any super interesting Terras, but on myself's end, but we're going to see it on Suki's end. Right, I have to do this every battle. So first thing immediately switches into Claude. Sorry, what's the name of that original one that came out? Gunner. Gunner and Santander. I know what's going on around here. Not quite my personal favorite team, but I do know what is going on here. Let me see, Earthquake just immediately kills. Okay, so that's an interesting decision there. I mean, do you even have a switch in? I'm assuming the Houndstone's Fizdef, just because there's no other real answer to the Tauros. I don't know if maybe that was supposed to be the answer to the Tauros Fizdef, but this thing does get Earthquake. So I don't know about that necessarily. Spikes are kind of interesting here. No removal. But I don't know if I like Spikes versus this team necessarily, because I think Samurott just kind of outspikes you. So I don't know about that Claude set. I'm assuming that thing was probably supposed to counter Val. But Valiant's now, like, super open here. I mean, you do have to worry about Deoxys speed. And I don't know if it kills out Creamy, but, like, this looks like good for Val. Yeah, it is in order. Okay, thank you. So here comes the Tauros here. Just goes right into Samurott. That's a risky play. Yeah, I was going to say, it's a pretty obvious one. I would have gone into the Globro, probably. Just because, I mean, I don't know what type of defense that thing is. But if it's, like, defensive, then even Psycho Boost is not going to do way too much. And if you tank 1, you can regen out if you're regen. It could be offensive quick draw. But by the fact that it's Terra Fairy, I'm assuming we're seeing a regen set. Yeah, I think the Thunderbolt was always the correct play there. That was smart. Because nothing on the team really switches into Thunderbolt very well, and the obvious switch to the Psychic move is this. So that's a smart play there when you're down from behind. Here comes the Sucker that does a lot, and we do just see another Thunderbolt. I think that's fine, because even if you risk Sucker Punch, like, this thing still outspeeds everything, and there's no hazards on your side. And yeah, that's the other thing. With, like, clicking Thunderbolt here, this thing can no longer set hazards. You removed Samurott. So that's big. I would have tried to preserve Samurott, personally, because if you get it in on even, like, an Alcremie late game, you can at least set Spike. And setting Spike is big, because none of these Mons are immune to Spike. Like, you have no Mons that can beat Spike very well, and if you can force switch-ins, something like a defensive core Globo Garg, I feel like you could bear them down with Spike, so I think that's a big play. I'm assuming we're going to see Cork Drive speed here. Yeah, so now you got speed. Yep, saving that I think is a good idea. I would have gone Alcremie, I guess, but maybe this thing is Spit F then. Alright, yeah, it looks like this thing is Spit F and meant to take on Valiant. Maybe it's mixed defenses. Seems like Val wins now. Yeah, Val after this wins. And now it, well, now not necessarily because he had to switch there. He brought in Val kind of early because now it dies to Deoxys speed like Psycho Boost. Or even Psyshock now. We'll see what happens here. Knockoff, okay. Get rid of the Expert Belt. Poltergeist comes in here and just kills. Is that fine? Yeah, that's fine. I don't think Thunderous does much this game. I mean, it beats Quaquavel, but Terra Fairy, Garg, Glowbro both beat Quaquavel. You do have to be wary of Quaquavel, though. This thing could definitely just, like, get a Moxie Sweep, especially with what's left now. You no longer have, like, Prankster T-Wave to potentially shut it down. Just go back to Val here is interesting. Shadow Sneak and Moonblast kills. Okay, but this is all as... Oh, interesting. He goes this instead. This is at speed? Yeah, it does. Okay. You have to have, like, a Fizz-Def Guard here, right? Oh, no. You have Tauros. I don't know if I like this thing, because this is just inviting Tauros. Unless you're going to double here to Deoxys speed, but then why didn't you just bring it down in the first place? Unless he wants to double into, like, Alcremie. Oh, the Vacuum Wave! Ooh! Ooh, Vacuum Wave's cool. I like that. Yeah, I don't know why... Why would you bring in Chienpa there? Because it just gets walled. Like, it's very obvious that Tauros just comes in. And I feel like you do have to be worried about Vacuum Wave. I don't know if I like that Chienpa, because Chienpa does really well here if Tauros goes down. Obviously, it's like... Oh, what the heck? Got you. Let me fix that really quickly. Give me 2 seconds here. Okay, there we go. Yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, he did have Vacuum Wave. I don't know. I don't get the Chienpao switch. I think Deoxys is always better there. I mean, this thing eats a hit, I guess. We're probably going to see the Terra Fairy. Raw stored power. What? What? And then you switch this in on a Psychic type? Is this like a sack? I mean, I guess you get it here. But you do get poisoned. The best you can do is like knock. And there's the Terra Fairy. Yeah, Terra Fairy should have been obvious off the knock too. I would have Aqua Stepped. But I don't think... I think you lose at this point. I think it's over. You don't have anything for Val. Although, yeah. I mean, you have D-Speed. Deoxys Speed dies to Vacuum Wave at this point. Yeah, Val wins. I think this game's over. So it's all a matter of preserving... I didn't check all the nicknames, by the way. Adley, Jackson, yep, it all adds up. Jorge, and Eflin. No Corbin Burns? Really? Surprises me a little bit. There's the Psycho Boost. Yeah. Did he just decide to sack this? I guess. I don't know if you necessarily even need to sack that, though. Your Terra Fairy, you probably live and just kill. Or maybe you could even go Garg. And kill, probably. I would have tried to preserve it for Differential, because Differential could end up mattering. Especially since, you know, there's only 4 weeks. Yeah, why didn't this just stay in? I mean, I guess regen, but like, you didn't need it. And this thing just combines. Shell sidearm. It looks physical to me. Acid armor. It's a good last ditch effort, but yeah. And here comes the Terra Fairy. Terra Fairy Draining Kiss. That is actually going to heal quite a bit here. No poison at all is kind of unfortunate. Actually, can Val even kill this? It can, right? This isn't the reverse sweep, is it? Yeah, okay, Val just kills it. So yeah, I mean, I think he would have had to sack Glowbro regardless, but at least Tauros would have been alive. So it could have been a 3-0 instead of a 2-0. I watched my second battle. Well, we're not watching your second battle yet. So you don't have to worry about seeing that yet. We are only doing week 1 here. Vacuum is pretty likely. Yeah. Even so, I feel like D-Speed's always better, right? Because if that dies to Vacuum, then you can at least go Alcremie. And with this Alcremie set, I think you honestly could have just Draining Kissed this. Like, Terra Fairy Draining Kissed immediately and healed off any damage you took. So, I don't know. I don't exactly get the Chien Pao there. Because I feel like it's a very easy switch into Tauros at, like, worst. Because, like, Deoxys... If you're not thinking about Vacuum Wave, right? Pretend you're not thinking about Vacuum Wave. Either of these guys are going to die to Vacuum Wave. But you're not thinking about that, so you just bring in the Deoxys. Deoxys can click Psycho Boost, and it, at worst, is dealing neutral damage to Slowbro. There's a chance he was worried about missing, and that's why he went this. But he can't defend it. Chien Pao, you just switch into Tauros. So... Team with Dragon Treads and Val. Yeah. Yeah. We'll get to that team. So yeah, I mean, I'm not the biggest fan of everything that happened there. But, alright. That's kind of how I view that battle. I think the Chien Pao... Like, if he saves Chien Pao there and the rest of this battle goes the way it did and Psycho Boost kills the Tauros, then you win with Chien Pao. Well, no, you lose to Vacuum Wave. I think Val just won regardless there. Alright. So next, we are going to go to... Okay, that's going to be... I think that was one of the first battles to occur, if I'm not mistaken. So this is... Yep, here we go. Alright, so what we have here, we have Moonlight Lucy, which is one of the stronger teams. We really like this bundle team. We do see the Pincurchin. Ooh, and the old... Wow. Alright, so everything besides Zarina here really getting benefited by that terrain. So we are seeing, like, the full terrain team come out here. First, Bragda. This is the Terra Blaziken team. I believe Blaziken is, like, the main Terra captain for this team, from what I know. So, yeah, we are mostly seeing Blaziken, and then Appleton's the other one, but we don't see an Appleton this week. Dugtrio and Bundle are the two Terras for Lucy. So, we do not see a Dugtrio, so we are going to most likely be seeing the Terra Bundle. This is on that Terra preview, so that Bundle is Terra Water, so probably just to get the strong Terra Water Terra Blast, so you don't have to worry about missing Hydro Pump. And the Blaziken is Terra Ground. So we are dealing with a Terra Ground Blaziken here, which is cool. Enam comes in. I'm assuming we just see immediate... I want to review that turn again. So Bundle leads, you lead Enamorous here. Is he predicting a water move? Is he predicting a flip turn? Like, what's the prediction here? Because, oh, maybe this thing's like weakness policy. Is this like a bulky weakness policy Hydreigon? Is that the idea? Just immediately switches into Zar. Okay. Right back into the Enamorous. I guess to take the grass move. But why would you click grass versus, like, thing? Like, this thing is known for triple axle. I think you always go Bronzong here, do you not? Unless he needs the Bronzong for, like, Iron Boulder. I would have gone Bronzong there. Venomoth. Yo, wait. Venomoth goes stupid this game. You're right. Tinted Lens? Wait. Wait a minute. Wait. Whoa. This could be a Venomoth sweep. Rapid Spin. Okay, interesting. Figuring he could tank anything. Oh, okay. So the Enamorus is... Oh, let's see. After +1. Yeah, Enam Scarfed. Is this Scarf Sneasler? Oh, no. Obviously. Electric Seed. Duh. Okay. Dire Claw. Yep. Infatuated. But immediately ends, right? Okay. So Cute Charm, not Contrary. Goes Bundle here. Takes a Psychic. Yeah, this team is Hyper Offense, so that's fine. Terra Water, do we see Hydro Pump? Yeah. Jeez! That's off Corp Dry speed, too. That's off the speed! Oh, that misses bad. That misses bad. I guess it wasn't carrying Terra Blast. That sucks. Because if you carry Terra Blast, you can at least guarantee the hit there. Bundle was so good this game! Man. Dude, you don't even need Freeze Dry. Like, this doesn't even need Freeze Dry. I mean, I guess it probably does carry Freeze Dry, right? Opponent knows Ogerpon. Like, Wellspring specifically. I don't know. Still, even, like, Freeze Dry is doing, like, so much to Hydreigon. That sucks. Okay. What do we see here? We do see the Pincurchin. Right. Nasty plot. Does Raichu get a Luring Voice? I feel like Raichu gets a Luring Voice. I know it gets Play Rough because Pika does, I think, but it's not carrying Play Rough. Does it get a Luring Voice? We're about to find out. It does! And there goes the Hydreigon. The opponent wasn't expecting that. I would have thought about that. I mean, I know this thing is Terra Grounds. So you click Psychic here, right? Yep. That +1 speed is not gonna help you, my friend. I don't know if this guy knows about Surge Surfer. Thunderbolts. That Thunderbolt is crazy. What? He's Terra Ground Blaziken and you Thunderbolt? That's insane. That's crazy. Was he predicting a switch? Into, like, Bronzong there? Only bad bundles miss? That's tough. Gotta train your bundle better, Lucy. Oh, okay. So Protect here, I think you now outspeed the Raichu. And here comes the Terra Grounds. You don't outspeed the Raichu. 350 times 2? Oh, yeah, 240. Ooh, wow. Was that not max speed Blaziken? Because 248 times 3, or it's 248 times 2.5. I think that should outspeed, that should be higher than 700. So that must not have been max speed Blaziken. That's tough. Well, hold on, does it? Now I need to know. I might just not be good. I'm doing, like, quick math here. I'm not really, like... 2.5. 710. No, yeah, so 710. So it's not max speed Blaziken. That's tough. Adamant, yeah, probably. Thunderbolt is crazy switching to what? Potentially the Bronzong is the only thing I can think of. But I don't really see the point of that, because even if it tanks the hit, you just click Thunderbolt again next turn. And plus you're +2. I think 2 Psychics should kill. Well, no, 4 times resists. In that case, just click Alluring Voice if you're so scared, because at least you don't worry about Terra Ground. Alright, Psychic here. Yeah, here's the Bronzong. Oh, wow. Again, what is with these Thunderbolts? I mean, I guess that I get they're boosted by the electric terrain, but, like, Great Tusk, man. If I'm seeing this, I'm going back into Venomoth and hard switching Tusk. Oh, no. E-Terrain's over. There's the Psychic. Okay. I guess they hard read the Bronzong. That's crazy. Alright, well, GG's. That's going to be an Alolan Raichu sweep. That's pretty cool to see. How many months did that Alolan Raichu kill? 1, 2. Killed the Blaziken, killed the Hydreigon. Dang, that Raichu killed 5 Mons. That's crazy. Most offensive team in the league putting in that work. Yeah. Hyper offense on electric terrain is definitely interesting. It's not max speed, yeah. Kills is crazy. Yeah, I guess it must have been adamant. Not max speed makes sense with speed boost now. I think it does for the most part. Like, I would mostly run adamant, but I think I'd need to outspeed the Raichu at +3. Like, that's how I think you have to think this matchup. So I can get why adamant was ran. So, yeah, I get why adamant was ran, but at the same time, I feel like you have to be worried about, like, Surge Surf for this game. Especially with how well it matched up into this team. I mean, look at that. Look at how many Mons just dropped. I think you have to run max speed. But, after rewatching my battle, I think I could have not sacrificed Toro, but it was a safe place. I don't think you had to sacrifice Toros at all. I think you could have stayed in with, your Glowbro, and you would only would have, like, you only took 26. It's not that strong. I think you would have been fine. But yeah, I reviewed it already. That was the first one I did. If you want to look at that, like, go back into the stream. But, yeah, I'm not, there were a couple of plays that I think I had questioned. But, by the way, shout outs to Vacuum Wave Val that game. That went crazy. But yeah, okay. So that's all I really have to say about this one. This was a nice quick battle. So next up, we have Lufer and Usama. So let me get that battle up. I have to... Yeah, I wish I could, like... Okay, perfect. That was nice and easy. Right there. Alright. So, yep, this looks about right. So we have the T-Tar Sans team with Drill and Pult. So this team is really fast. I mean, these two right here are really fast, especially if he chooses to run Sand Rush. Though Sand Force really breaks this team. And this team is not fast. This is a really slow team. Fastest one's Urshifu, right? Yeah. Drill doesn't outspeed a max speed Urshifu. But if you run enough, like, if you run, like, Choppel, I think, like, Choppel SD Sand Force, like, destroys this team. That's kind of what I'm thinking. You could also, there's potentially it's SD, like, Mold Breaker to beat Unaware Quag. It could also just be Sand Rush. But, I mean, this team is not a very fast team in general. So I feel like it might not be Sand Rush. Pult naturally outspeeding everything is obviously great, but it kind of always does that. In general, I mean, yeah, I agree. Yeah, so... Let's look at the opposing. This is a really good matchup for Urshifu. If Urshifu's like Scarf, that could be really cool to beat Pult. But I think Pult probably is like prepared for that. I'm assuming the Corv is probably like Fizdef to handle their Urshifu, but that's kind of what it generally does. Yeah, that's kind of like my opinions on this battle, just from looking here. Let's see what the Terras are. Who are the Terra Caps? So the Terra Caps could... I can't really view that. Alright, so Electric... Okay, so we see Swagmail Electric. So Terra Electric Urshifu. So that's probably for Thunder Punch on the Corv. So that's actually good prep. And then... Are they just all... They're all given Terra types. Okay. So then, in that case, just give me a quick second here. Oh, the Urshifu can't even Terra. You know, there's one that can. So it's the Magnezone and the Scizor that can Terra, and the Arcanine and the Latios that can Terra. So, Magnezone is Terra Grass, and Scizor is Terra Fire. And then Arcanine is Terra Fighting. Okay, both are Terra Fighting. Terra Fizdef Arcanine is scary, not gonna lie. It can tank 4 Rain plus Terra Water boosted choice. Like, wow. 3 if not Intimidate. Okay, interesting. Is that... That's an option this game, honestly. Looking at that, it could be a bulky set. Terra Fighting makes me think it's offensive, though. Because it's probably just to boost CC. U-turn. Yep, Rocky Helmet Curve. Okay, currently this is looking pretty basic. Anything cool here? Okay. I don't get this one. Is this... I guess maybe it's defensive Azu. But yeah, because Will-O-Wisp is a thing. That's what I'm kind of interested in here. U-turn. It didn't do too much, so maybe this is bulky Azu. We see knock. Getting rid of Rocky Helmet's pretty good. Because that means Urshifu's not taking damage for trying to progress the game anymore. So that's a good knock for the team. Azu is taking chip here, though. Magda Zones to switch. Okay. Probably Magnet Pull. Yep, Magnet Pull, Magda Zone to trap Corf seems like something that could happen here. This is probably offensive Arcanine. So it all comes down to if he Terras here. I don't think he will. It's turn 5 and he has 2 Terra Caps. So my guess is that he doesn't. We could see just Terra Fighting CC here. Terra Fighting CC looks strong, but Azu can beat it if it is bulky Azu. There's a chance he has Wild Charge, in which case I don't think it does. So let's see what happens here. He makes a double into Latias. If that was predicting the Quagsire, then good double. But I think the Quagsire, if anything, was predicting the Latias. The Quagsire, I think, is the Latias answer. I think I've beaten a Latias with Quagsire in my day. Back in my original draft league. I think I did that. I had Latios. I think I beat a Latias like this. E-Ball. I think I died to E-Ball from a Latias. I think about it. I think I lost to E-Ball Latias Quagsire. Oh, that's a tragedy. Does Scizor not beat this? Does this thing get Mystical Fire still? I know Latios doesn't. Does Latios still get Mystical Fire? Can someone answer that for me? Should have checked if they learned a grass move. Yeah. You don't have speed here, by the way. This thing is Alluring Voice. Okay, but he wasn't packing it. Wicked Blow does so much. Oh my god. Jeez, man. I guess that's why he's running. I guess that's why he's running 2 Terra Fighting Mons. It's not Intimidate on the Arcanine, by the way. Yeah. Okay, so Wicked Blow is just a button here. Oh, and now he brings us back in. I bet you this does have a Alluring Voice, so this might be Specs. I don't see why it would be Scarf. Or a Sphere. Okay. Yeah, that's most likely Specs then, I'm thinking. He's playing this like it's Specs. Bandit? Hello? Okay. Bandit Scizor. Good U-turn. T-Tar's out. Is it over? Does Sandforce Drill win? Sandforce Drill wins. How much does that play rough do? 36. Okay. Go Drill. Go Drill. Go Drill. Go Drill. Yeah! SD? Yeah! It is SD Sandforce. Knockoff? Who cares? Everything's dead. That's a Sandforce Excadrill. Aqua Jet? Yeah, no, that's not doing anything. It's burnt. BP. One shot. Bang! Alright, that's the game, probably, right? I think that's it. Maybe Mandibuzz lives a hit. 55. Aw. Ooh! Nice little flinch. Game was over anyways. Arcanine wins from here. Terra Grass. Yeah, and he'll live that from there. Nice. Terra, I told you, Sandforce Excadrill this game. I think it was Sandforce. I don't know for certain. That might have still been Sandrush. I don't actually know. What was with the E-Speed there? I don't know about that. Yeah, it's a GG right there. Alright. 3-0 for Andy Mazin. Not much to say about that game. I don't think anything could have been done extremely differently. There were a couple of things I questioned here and there. Like, obviously, not checking for E-Ball sucks. I'm assuming that was... No, it looks like Fizz Death Mandibus, just based off what it took from Drill. I think you double... And that was probably Specs Latias, just based off the way it was played. It was definitely huge power Azu, so the Willow sucked. So I guess you had to go Magnezone there. I mean, you could have gone Scizor too. Again, I don't think that thing still gets Mystical Fire. But yeah. Definitely, it's interesting. It's interesting. Alright, so I believe that is it for this pool. So we're going to move on to Pool B. Alright, so Pool B. Just give me a second to set that up, everyone. Why did this... Here we go. Sorry about the lack of music there for a minute, everybody. That should be fixed now. Okay. I don't know what happened there. Alright. I'm going to go... Where is it? Okay. So, this is going to be Pink Bear versus Zombie Dylan. So, for those of you who don't know... Yep, Latias was Specs, and yes, I predicted the Quag switch with double switch. So you were prepared to E-ball it, okay. And it was Sand Rush. Man, I was really hoping it was Sand Force. I wanted it to be Sand Force so bad. I thought that, like, the way you brought it in after Urshifu died, I thought it was for sure Sand Force. A little disappointed. That's okay, though. Sand Rush was good that game, too. I liked Sand Force drill there. Okay, so the next match, for those of you who don't know, Zombie Dylan replaced one of our players. I forget exactly what their name was. They just left the server, which is not very respectful. But yes, didn't tell anybody, just left. So Zombie Dylan is our newest member. He's a good friend of mine. We mocked together, so I'm happy to see him in the league. And I actually have seen this battle, talked about it a little bit, but I'm still going to go over it. So this isn't going to be as much as a reaction, but I still know, I'm still quite knowledgeable. And we can go, come on. We're still going to enjoy this one. So lead Lokix here. So Lokix goes stupid this game. Look at all that. I think Terra Preview was forgotten to put on, but they discuss what Terra is what. So this is a Terra Bug Lokix. And then I believe, I forget what it was. I think it's Terra Lati is what it was. Terra Steel Latios. That's what it was. So for Alligator, Dragon Dance is up immediately here. I'm guessing this was supposed to be an early game breaker, but I never really agreed with this decision because Aloe walls it. So I don't really know exactly what the Gator was doing here. And versus this team, I don't exactly know what the Gator is doing here. That's free Glim T-Spike. That's free Gambit Sucker Revenge. That's like... I wasn't so sure about the Gator this match. I'm still not so sure about the Gator this match. C-Bar. That's right. Yeah. So, first impression's just gonna kill because it is a whole-ass Lokix. And that's really not gonna kill. So we do see the Ments in here, and an immediate switch instead of U-turn. I definitely agreed with this. As you can see, Lokix caps out at 311, so if this is like a speedy Salamence, that is going to kill, and obviously Aloe just walls this for free. Gets a free little flip here. Or wish, yeah, they're right. You can wish first, then either protect or flip, depending on how you feel. We see Scald come out here, and here comes the Ogerpon, which has 0 switch-ins here. So the switch-in winds up being Glowking. And Glowking's gonna have to go down. So, because the knock. So he forgot about knock. I would have personally gone Glimora, but I think this ends up being the better switch anyways, because I don't think this does much for the team at this point. It's kind of like free Salamence fodder late game, dies to Ogerpon, dies to Ursa. Doesn't really do... It doesn't do incredible versus Latios, especially because it ends up being Terra Steel. And doesn't do incredibly versus Jirachi. So I think this thing going down is actually not the worst thing in the world. And we just go right into Glim here. And I think this is probably the best way to handle it, because now Glim gets some pretty free damage here off. And we got to see Mortal Spin to try and get some poison. So we get the poison on the Latias here, which is nice. And they talk here, so your captain is Kyurem or Lokix. The Kyurem is also a Terra captain, right? So they talk about this, like I said. So we end up seeing the Terra Steel Lati. This is another one of those matches that got a little scuffed because of the no Terra preview thing. And as you can see, Aloe Momola is just able to recover from like any situation here, and he is just chipping away at this Latios. So Latios goes for another Luster Purge, but you can just switch. And here comes the Glim. I wouldn't have sacked the Glim here. I would have sacked the Kyurem. And this gets discussed multiple times. So this Kyurem is actually the entire wrong set, as you'll see later. And, which sucks. If I had realized that ahead of time, I think sacking Kyurem here is better. Because this Glim, if this Glim gets up T-Spike, T-Spike allows you to beat that Ogre Pawn with Olomomola every time. And it also helps, like, nerf the Ursa. Like, it's got a bunch of things that it could definitely help with. But Glim ends up getting sacked here, and this allows Lokix to just come in and click First Impression if it would like to, which is exactly what it does, and oh my, does that deal damage. So this is another switch into Aloe, which is now back at 86, because it is just able to heal off anything with that Regen Wish combination. And Dragon Claw does a fair bit. So Salamence dies to Life Orb here, and Wish comes out. Here's the Ogre, Protect, and this I'm going to save you some time as we PP stall out Horn Leech. And on the final one here, we do go Lokix. So he is now out of Horn Leeches, and back out comes the Aloe. So this is now a complete wall. Knockoff is going to get rid of the boots, which doesn't really matter because hazards are not coming up. Problem is we get to this end game here, and we still have to worry about Ogre Pawn against everything that isn't Aloe Mola, but this game is still very winnable, which is huge. So, like, very much not over. Aloe here does get some unfortunate para-hacks. I mean, Serene Grace, Thunder Wave, Iron Head. This is the typical Jirachi shenanigans that this thing is always up to. And we do eventually see the flip turn just given up on in exchange for a hard switch. So a little bit of damage on the gambit here, but this ends up being okay. And Drain Punch is just completely forgotten about. Not much you can do here, though. Sucker probably should have been clicked. So that's another misplay here, is Sucker Punch could have been clicked versus the Jirachi. Of course, it comes around another place. Whatever. First Impression comes out here. Is obviously going to do quite a bit into the U-turn. And we're going to see Drain Punch here on the Aloe. So Drain Punch here is completely fine versus the Ursa. Facade's going to kill. So, again, this is another situation where... So, Facade I think Facade should have killed no matter what. I think Kyurem should have been sacked. Again! There's just a few situations here where sacking Kyurem can win you the game. But he brings in the Kyurem here, if I'm not mistaken. And the Kyurem will click Scale Shot. Now, you may think this is good, because at this point, Kyurem Scale Shots +1 speed could probably kill Ogre. Doesn't necessarily kill Jirachi, but Lokix can handle that. And then there's Latios, and it could kill Jirachi, as there has been no Terra yet. If this thing is like a Terra ground set, then Jirachi's definitely dead. And obviously the Latios dies. So you may think this is good. Install Iron Head 2, I bet, haha, with the generator. Really don't like it. Yeah, Aloe is so good in singles. Here's the thing. This is a Specs Kyurem, and the item was forgotten to have been changed. So Lokix has to get sacked here. You can only click one move with the Kyurem, being EP, which Latios is completely immune to with Levitate. And then it's just going to come down to Serene Grace Ironhead stuff here. So unfortunate the way this game had to end. I think this was definitely a winnable game for Dylan. I think this is also a very winnable game for Pink Bear. Both sides played well. Just a couple of misplays by Dylan, especially surrounding around the Kyurem, which I've already talked to him about. But yeah, so that's going to be this game. I'm opening up with more of an analysis of both pools, but I think from this point on, we're going to be more reactionary. I don't think I've seen way too much. I think I've seen one other match. But yeah. So the next match of this pool is going to be the Galactic Glaciadas, which is Velvind, and Gemini, which is going to be Victini. I believe Gemini is in chat. Or Jiminy. Is it Jiminy? Do you know? Probably not Gemini. It's probably Jiminy. We're going to go right into that one next. So that is going to be our next match. I have to find that here. Here it is. Awesome. So we're gonna go, yeah, okay, so Jiminy here. If you pronounce it a different way, by the way, make sure to tell me in chat. I'll fix that up. The second one, okay, Jiminy, okay. Was it my bundle match you saw? Yeah, I think it was your bundle match I saw. I believe it was. Speaking of Bundle's back. I believe Bundle was drafted in all 4 leagues, or all 4 circuits. I don't know if it was drafted in mine. But Bundle was back, and Bundle's got Rain. Earlier he had Terrain, now he's got just Rain. Removed the Ter entirely. And that's probably better, because it does not involve a Pincurchin. I know Kingston's a Pincurchin fan. I am a Pincurchin hater. So we're immediately moving into this next one. So it's Sun versus Rain. Like complete Sun versus complete Rain. So this is gonna be fun. Oh yeah, Terra Captains. Let's discuss Terra Captains. I don't always know who they are. Is this okay, Terra fighting Hoopa. And is this the one that allowed, is this a Terra Lando team? Yeah, so Terra Ground Lando. Versus a Terrafire bundle and a Floatzel, which is just gonna be, is that Floatzel Terra Flying? Am I seeing that correct? Is that a Terra Flying Floatzel? That is a Terra Flying Floatzel. Oh wait, no, Velvian. Sorry, my bad. That is not a Terra Flying Floatzel. It's a Terra Water Floatzel. I thought I saw a Terra Flying Floatzel for a second, and I got really excited. Anime battle, indeed. So we see lead Sun. Probably slower than Pelly. So that's probably the idea, but Pelly comes in. Rocks are definitely big this battle. We do potentially have Defog on Weezing, but Rocks are going to do a lot to this core right here. Wake comes in. This is the one thing that really puts the matchup in what I think Velvind has a solid shot here versus the Rain, is that he has one of the very few mons that is going to thrive in both, being the Walking Wake. However, it's not going to thrive versus a bundle. We see this thing come in. That is for sure an AV Hoopa. AV Hoopa is used in OU, so this is not exactly a shock to me. We do see the Psychic doing 44%. My goodness, this thing probably is a fighting move. E-Shot outspeeds. Is that a speedy arch? That's kind of crazy. In exchange for a knock. Interesting here. I'm assuming, I thought this thing would have a fighting move considering it is Terra fighting. Alassier sacks this. Really? That's a bad sack. Because now Bundle wins. Oh, Bundle mega wins. Dude, you don't even need Rain. It's Terra Fire. You want to wait till Rain's over. Bundle wins. Yeah, sack this. Right? Now you go Pelly and you U-turn. And you win the game. Aww. Defog. Okay. Just get rid of the rocks. That kind of makes sense. Rain Dance? No. Terra Fire, Terra Blast. Man, come on. Weather Ball? That's kind of fire, actually. Because now you need... Ooh, is that Water Absorb Claude? It's Water Absorb Claude. Body Press does nothing. You get rocks up. Okay. Avery Hoopa. Yeah, it is Scarfed Archalodon. That's fire. We'd love to see it. Rain is stopped. Here comes the Wake. Alright, Willow. Willow on the Wake. I don't think that helps too much, but alright. Here comes the Claude. A guy like me goes right into Pelipper. Yeah, there he is. And you turn to the bundle. You turn to the bundle. Ooh, it's slower than Corv. Yes, go into bundle. Go into bundle. Yeah, there it is. Terrifier. 37%. Okay. Life Orb. No! It's over for the bundle sweep. Aw, man. Do you have flip turn on this? I would have flipped. Alright, well, you kill. So let's see. Get the rain back up. Go into this. Alright. This thing has no switch-ins, honestly. Ooh, that's a big miss. That's a big miss. That's unfortunate. Switching out? Wow. Oh, you haven't shown an ability, so you're levitate. So you wall that anyways. Comes the Pelly. Yo, why does Pelipper actually look so good now? Does Pelipper just win by itself now? Your Loki does. There's the Walking Wake. And just Hurricane? I know you're slow. Eh. That's fair. Now double. Double into Weezing. Double into Weezing. Oh, just get rocks up. Okay, that's fair. Now go Weezing. Here comes the Terra Ground, but that's not going to do anything because you're Levitate. And now double into Pelipper. Aww. There's the Pelipper. I think with this type of rain team, you have obviously you have to be careful because you do have two really good Bulkmons. So I understand that you're playing careful, especially since you are in a position where you can just win. I'm just thinking a little aggressively. I'm like the devil on your shoulder. Ignore everything I have to say. That just one tapped. That's crazy. Okay. Now go Pelipper. No! Weather Ball's cool on this, by the way. If you go Pelipper there, you get a free something. Like, that's just that's free damage. Attack where they can't defend. It's one of, like, the biggest things you can do in draft. He's the guaranteed going for the ground move here. Go Pelipper. Maybe protecting a double into Claude, because you had been kind of playing around that. Another Will-O-Wisp miss. Will-O-Wisp doesn't matter, by the way. This guy's Weather Ball, Earth Power. He's special. There's the Willow. Again, Pelly doesn't even have to win here. And then you went this thing. Okay, I guess, sure. Why not go Pelipper here? Because even if Pelipper doesn't kill, right? Because it doesn't. Or, sorry, no, it probably kills. Even if Pelipper doesn't sweep here, we know the full moveset. This thing can't really hurt Pelipper. And Pelipper just gets free damage off on something, even if it's like Chip on Wake. You have a very easy Wake switch in. Though that's now getting weakened, so now you have to be careful. Oh, and then he just heals you. Okay. Do we get a reaction to that in chat? We don't get a reaction to that in chat. There's the Pelipper. I guess you were waiting for rain to end, but you can reset rain easily. Like, it's fine. Like, this comes out on Corv. Like, anything but Walking Wake, and this forces Wake out. If you U-turn here, Floatzel comes in, right? And just Terra Waters and... Oh, no, it can't Terra Water. It's fine, though. Like, Floatzel Wave Crash is killing things at this point. Weather Ball also works. Yep, perfect. Perfect. See, this is like what I'm saying. Like, Weather Ball does so much here. Even it only does like 20% to Wake, probably less. But oh, and then you two-shot Wake. You take a hit from Wake, right? You're bulky. Look at rain turns. Yeah, you're looking at Floatzel. I get that, but that's fine because you can go into Weezing and then bring Pelipper back out and then get Floatzel out. Like, if you can deal damage, if you have the opportunity to deal damage instead of taking damage on a tank, you always go for that. Because it progresses the game further, and it allows you to tank hits better later. Alright, so you see this thing roosting off your Weather Balls, you U-turn into Floatzel. Let's see if that happens here. There it is. Perfect. Yep. Now Floatzel comes in. And Wave Crash. Whee! There it is. There's the funny mon. And Floatzel wins. It is GG's. Yeah, so I think you probably could have done that a little faster. But that's okay, because in the end, you still got the result. You still got the same result. Just, I would not be afraid to bring out the Pelipper a little earlier to deal damage, and then go back and reset the rain. Because you have the ability to get rain up pretty easily. Pelipper, as long as it's not Wake Out, Pelipper can come in on any of those mons, considering it's bulky. But yeah, overall, I think you played well. Floatzel click button, haha, go kill, yeah. I know. And it's only 3 points and Kintera. We know the mistakes we made. We know what's going on here. We know the type of shenanigans. Alright. Next up we have the Richmond Raging Bolts versus the Brelooming Ice-Cued Anomalises. Which is, you know what? I've scrolled past this match like 7 million times. It's right here. Okay. Here we go. So, the team that we have here, we have, actually, I think I have seen this one now that I think about it, but we're about to figure that out. So we've got Hitsu and Pumisangi. It's not Hitsucks Hitsu. It's Hitsu. It's like Hunter x Hunter, the anime. And yeah, so that's kind of the idea there. So first things first, this team, these are two very different teams if you looked at the power rankings. This team is ranked low, this team is ranked high. And we have a Tyranitar here, we have Heatran, so like a standard kind of bulk. It's all bulky mons basically. This looks kind of like, minus Hisui and Gudra, this kind of looks like a Gen, oh no, in core. This is like a stall core from like Gen, like, geez, that's like a Gen 4 stall core. And then you've got a couple of like modern gen guys. Opponent's team is Valiant, so no Dragapult this week is kind of nuts, but I guess worried about the Dark type and the 2 Steels on the bulk end. And yeah, so is that what's causing my music to pause? Is that what's going on around here? I think that is causing it. That's kind of annoying. Okay. So... yeah. Oh, hey, that's my... hello there, Hitsu. Welcome. Lead T-Tar, baller lead. Great lead. Okay. Why would you ever switch Tyranitar there? Attack where they can't defend, man. Even if it's Stone Edge versus a Val. And, like... if Val's the one switching, why are we going Heatran? I mean, I guess Treads, but then Treads just takes an EQ afterwards. Terra attack, and we see Heatran. Liquidation is cool, by the way, I like that. Are you, like, Liquidation no CC? Or was Liquidation, like, to account for... yeah, actually, what is the Liquidation to account for? Was it to account for, like, potential Choppleberry? Pure curiosity. And there's the CC. And... dude, red card just helped him. Val was dead there. That was a dead Iron Valiant. But he lived. Still have the wrong item? Oh. What? What item was that supposed to be? Well, here comes the energy ball. I guess worried about a rock move instead of just wanted to kill it. Arcanine comes in here. Yep, nice and free. And here comes Volt Switch. Perfect. Head Smash. Does 63% to a Gastro. That's Spadef Gastro. But that's a lot. Chilling Water. Fair. This is a free Freeze Dry. No reason to overpredict here. Ooh! You know what? That's a good switch, though. I said no reason to overpredict here, but at the same time, you get Valen, and now this is a much bigger attack off. So this is fine, because what's Zap? Zapdos is 94. So I don't know if CC plus, like, Play Rough kills that. Cool CC, cool CC, cool CC. Nice. So, I don't exactly get the idea of staying in there. I would have always gone Zap. Now this thing just comes in and gets rocks up. Spinner works too. I don't know if this thing has... Is this thing carrying rocks? I don't know if it's carrying rocks. If it's carrying rocks, I get my rocks up there. Just so that Zapdos, if it's like not boots, has to keep coming in on rocks there. Tailwind. And yep, just free damage in. Go right back into this. This isn't going to take anything. Perfect. Takes a Hurricane. Ice Spinner. Were you Rapid Spin by any chance? I was expecting Zapdos. Gotcha. Okay. I see. Gotcha. Okay. So Zapdos, Liquidation's the safe play because it hits Heatran and It hits Heatran for super effective damage, but also hits Zapdos. I got you. That makes sense then. So it was a middle ground option. Smart. Oh, that sucks. If you had Rapid Spin there, I would have clicked Rapid Spin instead of the low percent Ice Spinner, by the way, just so I get a speed boost, and then I can do whatever versus T-Tar. Like, guaranteed. I don't remember, probably, yeah. But that makes sense. That's a good mid-ground play. I like that play a lot. Tatsuguriing. EQ Chilling Water. White Herb, so you were Self-Smash there. No, not versus the Chilling Water Gastro. Go into Vikavolt. Click E-Ball. You want that sweep. I see. Vikavolt E-Ball's free though. There's the Surf. 6-0! Alright. So, look, the power rankings may not be definitive, but they sure win you. This is a hard matchup to counter Val. Val is just so strong. I don't know exactly about all of Sanki's plays, but I think Hitsuyu played really well. Alright, so with that, we are going to go to the next one, which is that still in this division? No, it is the next division. On to Pool C! I don't think I've seen the Pool C matches. Have I seen any Pool C matches? Oh, you know what? I've seen Bundle. I had to record all these too, like as League Owner. So, there's that. Or not League Owner. I'm not League Owner. No, oh no, that's consent. As a pool manager. Please leave me alone. Please. Okay, here are the rosters. So we're going to start with the league commissioner. Speaking of him, So let me pull that up. These are probably gonna get moved to Sundays from now on, guys. Gonna get busy. Stinks, but I shall still do these. I plan on doing these for every single week. Alright, let's find this. Here we go. Alright. So we have Junk World versus Kingston. These are two really strong teams. I like these both. So this is definitely a fun matchup. We see no Kirim coming to week 1, which is kind of crazy. I guess it was in fear of the Qianpao. But we do see the Glow King. So Glow King giving Qianpao like a defense raise here could be crazy. Like absolutely wild. Wow. Alright. Sorry. So let me lock in here. This is a big Qianpao game. Qianpao clicks buttons on like everything not named Blastoise. Blastoise gets walled by the Hydrapple most likely. Just let me double check the Terra Captains for this game. I think I forgot to do that for the last one. But the Terra Captains for this game are Moth, Raptor, Persian, Kyurem. So Persian is here and Iron Moth is here. So Iron Moth is most likely Terra. That's really scary, especially if it's Terra Ground here. That could be really bad. Terra Grass is not needed because you have E-Ball. But if you get like a Fiery Dance, I think Terra Ground Moth becomes a big threat. Just off the bat here. Val probably outspeeds and Psyshocks is the one thing, but that should be a pretty easy Zong switch. Other than that, yeah, I mean, Qianpao cleans. So yeah, we'll see what happens here. We do see the Terras. Is that Terra Stellar? Oh, he ran Stellar on everything except he forgot to run it on the Hydrapple. He ran Stellar on all the mons that he didn't use. That's funny. I like that. Yo, shoutouts to him. Terra Fairy Moth. I mean, that's still really strong. Right? But, yeah, so Terra Fairy Moth is still really strong. Not quite as strong as Terra Ground. Oh, no, I guess it's fine because you deal with that. Okay. I can kind of see the Terra Fairy. I thought no Kyurem was crazy. I know, right? Isn't Kyurem, like, good versus this team? I guess it gets walled by Zong, but, like, you have Moltres. We'll see that. Ah! In comes the Aloe. Air Slash. Wish. Okay. Protect. That's fine, because you're going to need healing off from the Persian here. So this is Terra Persian. I kind of forgot to check what Terra this is. It's Terra Flying Persian. That makes sense. I was going to say go Tusk, but don't go Tusk. Well, no, go Tusk and then double. I guess he flips. Yep. Alright, so this thing's knocking. Here comes the Qianpao. Oh boy. 95%, so it's not like Sash or anything. This could just kill. Sacred Sword? 64? Oh, it's that fur coat. That fur coat technology. It's a bulky boy. And T-Wave. That's great. Shutting down Qianpao like that is crazy good. Protecting against Sacred Sword. Okay. In comes the Guy's Tusk. And the Parting Shot comes out. Moltres, okay. Makes sense. Zong, okay, so this is a heat-proof Bronzong then. So it's not Levitate. So that means Treads beats this 1v1. I don't know if I'm a fan of that. And that means that it also was very free for Kyurem. Like, this was an extremely free Kyurem game, man. Again, I guess he's worried about Qianpao and Levitate Zong, but still, like, those are very manageable, especially with, like, a Fist F Moltres. If he chooses to go Heat-Proof to counter the Moltres, then Kyurem wins. He got Fickle with the Beam! Who else out here fickling they beams? What? What up? What up, everyone? Air Slash. Interesting. Okay. And then into Treads. Alright, Volt Switch here. Into the Moltres. B press, and I'm assuming this is into a roost. Then we do see the Fire Blast. And that confirms that it is heat proof for sure. Okay. Body Slam. Yo, you see that? He's out here going for paras. He could carry T-Wave, but no, he carried Body Slam. That's nasty. This man's crazy. This Zong, by the way. This Zong is a statement. He said, I don't need Levitate for Kyurem. I don't need Thunder Wave. I'm just gonna press. Or not even press. He's gonna slam. This is a WWE type of Zong. You see this? You see this guy right here? That's what this Bronzong is. That's nasty. Aloe comes in. I probably lost viewers after that comment. It's over for me. I didn't. Guys, please stay. Flip. Okay. Red card? Yo, that's another red card. This red card's actually good, though. Because now instead of getting to choose what he goes into, he gets to go into what he would have gone into regardless. That sucks. Oh, the para is tough. Para is tough. Nice little flippy. Into the Moltres. He's concealing that Valiant, by the way. Like, he has not brought that thing out. That is totally booster energy. And you have to be thinking about that if you're Junk World here. You have to know that that Val is trying to sweep you because he's not bringing it out of the Hydro Apple here. Like, that is just something that you have to be taking note of. Think he AV. AV Zong? Oh, yeah, you're right. Assault Vest Zong with Heat Proof. So, you know what? I bet it actually lived a hit from Kyurem. That's still a crazy set. Air Slash doing 39%, by the way. Psychic Noise. Dude, Psychic Noise is such a fraud move. Like, what Psychic Noise should do there... Yeah, ready? Watch this. See how the Zong's gonna heal? Oh, it doesn't heal. It actually does block Wish from working there. Never mind. Psychic Noise is not as fraudulent as I would. It should block regen. Like, Psychic Noise should completely invalidate Alomomola. That thing should not be allowed to exist. And then he Oh, and then he's using his own regen. Never mind. What a fraud Psychic Noise user. What a hypocrite. The lack of nicknames this battle, by the way. We could use some nicknames next time. Spice. Knockoff. Nice. Alright, so knockoff progression's pretty good. So far I think both Tay and Junk World are in good positions. Because Iron Moth and Val are both still concealed. And obviously, you're able to get a lot of healing off if you play this game right. As long as you avoid that Psychic Noise Glow King. The Tusk is also, I mean, it's knocked off, so it's his first time in, but the Tusk is able to do pretty solid damage, something here. And then, obviously, Tusk is knocked off, Jianpao is para'd, and stuff like that, and boots are knocked off of Aloe, and you kind of know what the song's like. So you're in a good position as Kingston, because you have a lot of information, and a lot of the opponent's team is crippled. However, you're also, your Junk World here, you still have mons that deal so much damage to the opposing team, and if you're landing hits, you could definitely potentially do it. So both teams are in good position. You're going into, like, turn 25, 26 here, and still no death. And there's a knockoff, so Toys is AV. I mean, we kind of knew this was defensive Toys, just kind of looking at the team construction here. Right, this is your, like, Moth answer. Minus an E-Ball. Here comes Jianpao on the Psy Noise. That's perfect. So now you get a free crunch. And then comes the Toys. This is... Bro! That's 33% he missed out on. Think about that. Ooh, and the defense drop. See? Think about all the damage he could have been doing here. That sucks. Moltres. Fire Blast. Alright, now you go for the Wish, right? You go for that Wish. You always go Glow King here, by the way. Oh no, he's hard switching. To go right back into Chien Pao. That, or not hard switching, he's flip turning. That's smart, because now you get another crunch with Chien Pao here, and something has to eat that. Sacrifice the Persian. Get to knock off the Scarf first. Scarf making this thing faster than certain things was actually kind of crazy, but at this point you're only getting like one hit per. That para sucks, by the way, because now this Persian gets to live. This Persian annoying, bruh. This is the war of 0 damage, by the way. Oh, no way we're actually watching a 0 damage war. He was fishing for the burn. Dude, imagine Aloe still got knockoff. Imagine how screwed you'd be as Kingston here. This game would be so over. Protect. Is Kodama's game of the week so far? Or is this just stall? Because why are we at turn 40 and there ain't no kills? EQ comes in here. This is a big EQ. It's a big EQ. Sacking the Persian. I guess he didn't want to risk the Moltres. Or maybe the Moltres dies to a follow-up hit. I don't actually know. Speaking of Moltres, here he is. And he's air slashing. It says AV Moltres too, because why isn't it roosting? Or is it like offensive? 37% could be specs. I don't think it is. How much did that do to... I feel like if you're specs, you just run the Hurricane. No, it is Fire Blast, but no, I think that could be specs, but I don't think it is. Anybody know the calcs? It might be Scarfed. Scarfed Air Slash with flinches actually kind of makes sense. Flip, 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 flip right into Chien Pao. No! Oh, wow. Oh, he read the Chien Pao. Okay. Okay. I see. Now he's plot. I mean, you get a kill here. Tries to come in, that's fine. Dude, think about that. Yo, if that Hydrapple got that 30% power boost, or he gets extremely fickle with the beam, this thing dies. He needs to be getting more fickle. Fickler, some may say. Y'all getting fickler? You gotta up that and go brah. Alright, now we're gonna see Stall War again. I'm just coming up with random stuff to say over Stall War between these two guys. Regen Bro 1 and Regen Bro 2. There it is. The Chien Pao is gone. Sad. That allows this thing to come in. And Treads drops. Treads dropping's kind of big, actually. Because now if he clicks that... Oh no, I guess he still has Val. But you have to hard switch in Val, and Val might not win from that position. Sacking the Drapple. This was Sticky Hold, I guess. Yeah, it was confirmed at some point. I missed that. Rapid Spin's cool. Rapid Spin did 12%. I don't know about EQ killing, but I feel like CC definitely does, right? Because that's like 180 compared to 50 BP. Well, I don't know how much that translates. Yeah, close combat would have killed. That sucks. Does it? What on earth was that roll? That must have been like extraordinary. That must have been like max roll Rapid Spin into like min roll EQ. Worst possible scenario right there. There's the flippy flip. Gives another flip. There's the Glow King. No, he wishes. Moth has to go crazy here. Blastoise is dead. It comes down to if he can kill the Glow King or not. Like, this is what I'm saying. Like, if he was Terra Ground Moth, this game is over. Yo, wait, the Zong has got some kills now. Wait, what the Zong doing? Hold up. Switching to Val? Here comes the Aloe. That did nothing. CM. Wish. CM again. No! You threw! Wait, no, he didn't throw. Because that comes off second. CM again. Does Gyro Ball not just kill? Yeah. I think you have the Shadow Ball there. Oh, that sucks. That third GM was the true. That through CM was the third CM was the true throw. AV Zong went crazy. 4 kills for AV Zong. I'm gonna need to start packing myself an AV Zong, guys. Is that game of the week? That's set of the week. For sure. I can hold like a poll on my YouTube channel for the game of the week. Anybody think that should be up there in chat, by the way? We're gonna move on to the next one. Next one is Rolling vs. Lucre. I'm actually going to be right back. I got to go run and do something upstairs. And then we'll go right into Rolling vs. Lucre. Alright. I am back. We're gonna do the rest of the battles now. It was up there, don't remember them all. I haven't seen them all, so. About to find out. Who is next in this pool? This is the next battle. Ah, yes, like I said, Rolling versus Lucre. Let's get there. Here we go. Oh, wait, nope, that's this week. Here we go. Northern Electrode. Ah, that's not what I wanted. Nope. Give me a second. Go there. There. Here we go. Alright. Here we go. We got Lucre here. Crook. Volk. Palafin. Dragapult. Corviknight. Bellybolt. Not Terra, by the way. The only Terra captains on this team are the Terra Volk and the Terra Crook. These two can both Terra. On this team, I believe the only Terra captain is that Ogre. Is that this team? That is this team. So the only Terra captain, period, is the Ogre. So the Ogre, we like guarantee know what it's going to Terra into, obviously. For Lucre's Terra types, we see Water, we see Terra Ground Volk, and Terra Poison Crook. So that is what we have to do. Stone Edge, turn 1 into a Mist Hurricane. That's a crazy turn 1, but I completely agree with it. You know, I mentioned the philosophy of attack where they cannot defend. They cannot defend. Their best switch in here is the Arch, and if Arch wants to take that, it's going to have to either take up a follow-up Earthquake, or it's going to be a free switch into something like a defensive Belly Bolt. So I think just getting that damage off while you immediately can versus thing immediately is going to help so much. And Belly Bolt, okay, so Hurricane misses. That's twice. That sucked. And that does nothing. So this is a very specially defensive Belly Bolt, and it gets flinched, and it was going for the electric move. That sucks. I'm assuming we're seeing Parabolic here. Yep. So it would have been at, like, full. Otherwise, but that's cool. This could be AV Belly, just based off how little that was taking, and it's not getting Lefty's recovery. I could very well see this being AV Belly. So, yeah, exactly what I'm saying. Like, you know, like, that AV Belly just kind of handles... It probably handles this Arch, I feel like, right? Dark Pulse, Arch. I didn't know this thing gets Dark Pulse, but that's for Pult. That's a cool little tech. This thing can't stop flinching, by the way. Let's see what we get here. Mudshot, yeah. Oh, that does nothing. That does so little. Thunder. Interesting. Does he have, like, Manual Rain? Or maybe it doesn't get Thunderbolt, but it gets Thunder. Because it typically goes for E-Shot. Okay, yep, going right into the Crook here, and the Crook can double into Belly. Huh. Weird. I guess D-Pulse did more than he was expecting. I'm fine sacking this here, because I think then you just get a free Palafin, do you not? Ooh, that's a nice live. And T-Bolt does a lot there. I guess you can't go Palafin. You have to go Pult first, yeah. Perfect, so Pult kills this. Again, the attacker they can't defend. Here comes the Comfey, you go Corv. Perfect. Yeah, I think you have to double there. I think you're down, you have to double. And you have to double into... I don't even know what you double into. This Corv kind of walls the rest of your team. It says like Prim. I guess you have to double Prim there. It does get T-Bolt. Interesting. I guess Thunder's just for higher damage. Ironhead. T-Wave. Cool. U-turn, and now you go right into Crook. So I guess he just doesn't plan on using Palafin this game is the idea, because otherwise I think you just get Palafin out there and then you flip into the Crook. Here comes the Corv. That's Terra Rock Pawn right here. Okay. That does very little. Kudge does 49. That's pretty strong. And Para's unfortunate. It's another Kudge. B-Press does quite a bit there. Okay. Sack the Corviknight. Go right into the Pult. The Pult kill here. It can. That's... I mean, this thing isn't that bulky, but I feel like that's Specs Pult. Just kind of based off that. Prim. Staying in, 44%. This is probably like a super... Draining Kiss. This is probably like super defensive AV Prim is my guess. So, like, AV Arch, AV Prim, maybe? Yeah, this team might be dual AV users with like AV Arch, AV Prim, and then that was meant to take a Specs Shadow Ball is the idea, which is going to cause him to switch. Crit's annoying. He just decides to sack this. I guess you don't have a way better option. If he Terra poisoned with Crook, this is way better. Protect is interesting. I don't see why you protect. I mean, I guess worried about Giga Drain, but the thing is, if Giga Drain comes in, if you're AV Prim, that shouldn't kill, and then you could just get a lot of damage, and then if it does Giga Drain, you double into Comfey, and you're fine. Cutie again. Now it's +2. Haze is awesome. Wow, that's crazy. And he just tries QDing again. And you spam Haze. Go Palafin. There's the Giga Drain. Ah. Giga Drain on the Haze. There you go. So now this becomes a 50-50. Draining Kiss. Does this thing not have a water move? Oh, it might be Flip. Okay. Its water move is Flip. I see now. That means Moth wins. Yep. And Flame Body Burn on the Draining Kiss. Oh, that's just funny. Alright, so the Moth wins. Alright, cool. So, win for Lucre 3-0 over, this is... Rolling. Cool. Northern Electrode, also known as the Iron Leaves, and everything. So, I guess a bunch of different teams. So, fun. Fun stuff. So next, I believe that leaves us with Builder FLR versus Plays Only Optimal. So I've scrolled past quite a few times now. Here that team is. Here we go. Cool. Don't need that one anymore. And awesome. So, Builder FLR team is another one of the lower rated teams, but we obviously do see that this team has some threats between Ursa, Blood Moon, and Lokix. Terra Gyarados being the only Terra is definitely a weak end of the team. So we're going to see probably a Terra Gyarados. This team is a Bundle X Sneasler team, which is always crazy. So this could have Terra Sneasler or Terra Gliscor. Oh. Now we're muted. Maybe we could discuss doing that next time. Okay, so immediately here. That's crazy! Whoa! Hydro Pump crit. By the way, I forgot to look at Terras. So Terra Faria in both Mons, Second Terra. And the Gara is Terra Flying, so probably Terra Flying, Terra Blast. Builder F large. I guess that's what the FLR stands for. So Bundle immediately gets a kill. And Protect is awesome to beat Lokix. Love Protect to beat First Impression. We saw that earlier. Project is definitely one of the best answers when you're worried about a low kicks. So no freeze dry, which is kind of crazy considering there is. Oh my god! Oh, this is the bundle game. Yeah. So bundle, cheese, bundle, 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 bundle. Bundle is killing everything. This is a bundle 6-0. Maybe it's a 5-0. Yeah, bundle 5-0 because of Life Orb. Landing every Hydro Pump, by the way, unless he misses. Nope, every Hydro Pump. Yep, that is bundle. So bundle kills everything. That was really short. Oh, there was not much to say. But the first time we battled Lando and normal Ursulune. And no Urshifu. Interesting. No Urshifu is crazy. Alright. So, shoutouts to Mr. Plays Only Optimal, who is in chat, as we just watched Builder FLR fall to bundle. And that is going to be the end of Pool C. So now all that's left is Pool D, which, by the way, is only 2 matches, guys, because the first match was my match versus Nature Costs. If you guys are interested in how I break down my own match, you can go to the front. And, yeah, guys, if you haven't liked the stream and subscribed already, I would heavily appreciate it. I probably should have said that earlier, but that's alright. If you haven't done it, do it now! Alright, so we have 2 matches here. We've got Kenneth and the Toronto Great Tusks versus Abring and the Thai Theologians, and that is how we're going to open. In the future, I might put like the team logos up and everything. I'm definitely going to like change how I do this to be a little better at some point. This is kind of like my experimental first stream. But yeah, there's a couple other features I might add. We could talk about that before my next stream. And yeah, we're just going to go right into the next battle here. So I don't know anything about the remaining battles, so these are all going to be surprises to me. I do know the results of this one just because I am facing Kenneth this week. And this is going to be my opportunity to watch this battle. I do really want to watch this so I can gain a little bit of playstyle intel, even though I have already played against Kenneth, actually, in my first ever draft league. He was my first ever match, and I did win. So we've got Kenneth here with this Terra Bax team. This is really interesting because we see that Terra Floatzel, but we do not see Rain. We see no Politoed. At least no Auto Rain, so it could be manual. We also do see Abring bringing webs to potentially slow down the opponent, especially with those toxic spikes. And webs are very key this game, obviously, because Typhlosion and Urshifu are not the fastest mons on this side of the planet. The day I remember to turn mute automatically is the day the world heals. By the way, okay, so they just say their Terra types flat out here. So we get Terra Fairy Bax, Terra Water on Float, Steel on Urshifu, and only of the one captain. Okay, so Steel Urshifu is something that we might want to look out for later. Here comes the Glim. EP, raise that defense, and Flash Cannon. Okay, so if that's going to 2-co, EP is not, so no toxic spikes this game. And was Flash Cannon a roll? Or is that in case of an Urshifu switch or something? Maybe the Ninetales switch? I don't get that one, because now T-Spikes are up, and this team has no removal. So T-Spikes are now up for the rest of the game. I think Flash Cannon there was always the more worth it option. And there's the webs. Okay, yeah, and now this thing gets webs up. So now you have to worry about hazards, but this thing does get 2 kills, which means it has done probably what's effectively its job. Yup, and we're going to see Clef come out. It is not Magic Guard. It is not Boots. Oh, it could be Magic Guard, actually. Terra Steel, Terra Blast. Alright, perfect. So this Urshifu is off to a quick start. Here comes the Floatzel. And he saves the Urshifu. Smart, smart, smart. Terra Water, Aqua Jet to kill. But it doesn't because it's the Ninetales now. And he switches immediately into the Iron Crown here. Let's Veil go up. And do we see a Brick Break from anything here? Matcha Gotcha Man! What's up, Matcha Gotcha Man? Right into the Ninetales. Nightshade. Here comes the Iron Crown. Blizzard. Ooh, no! Ironhead is always better on Urshifu. Probably. He must have just forgot about Ironhead. Terra Steel, I think, still makes sense to one-shot the Clef, but I think you're right about Ironhead being better. Unless there's, like, something weird. Like, I can't... Unless he wanted non-Terra Blast for something that makes literally no sense. So, I think he's just... I think it's just a mistake. And this freeze really sucks. Going Corv here on the freeze is a decision. Oh, I guess you get the IDEF B press now. Not switching here is really odd. Why not IDEF again? IDEF again! Come on! You've got all the time in the world! That freeze was cruel. That freeze is always cruel. Sorry for all the hacks. It's the game we play! We play a game that's riddled with hacks. I've lost to hacks. I've probably won to hacks. I don't know if I have. But I'm going to eventually. Colbur. Okay. That's good to know. That's really good to know, because now you know that the Urshifu probably can't kill that later, and that's big information. Wow. I mean, I know that's Hex, basically. It's Hex that can burn. That's what Infernal Parade is. It's really smart. Do you live behind Veil? I don't think you do. This game is definitely not over yet. Here comes the Roost. Yeah, this is hard, man. I don't know. Like, beating Corv here seems like it's impossible. Corv might win. Here comes Typhlosion. Okay, it's going to eat the Nightshade. And there's the Infernal Parade KO. And with no rain, but no Veil. So this thing is... that was never rain, it was snow. But no Veil. Okay. So interesting. So we decided not to bring Rain week 1 and just bring like raw Terra Floatzel, and it does not seem like this completely panned out for him, as he is going to die to this Corv here, it looks like. So yeah, that is going to be a 3-0. So good job for defeating a Rain team, by the way, which is considered one of the hardest to possibly beat in this current format. Yeah, that was a strong showing from Abring. I think probably one of the biggest mistakes made this battle, and I think probably the single biggest mistake was clicking B press for no reason versus that Glim and letting T-Spike go up. Because if T-Spike never goes up, it's not as easy for that Typhlosion to just click, 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 click at the end game there, and I think you're able to eat and potentially win this. So that was definitely a major misplay. And now we're going to go into the final battle, guys. So here we go, before I kind of do a little bit of a thing here. Currently, I think Game of the Week is Kingston Junk World, but that might change with our final battle here. That's... I forget exact... Okay, yeah, these guys. Okay. The only battle that has not been viewed. The Menacers versus the Dallas Drapions. We got a really great final match here. Blob Fishy, also known as Hydrogen, and Ace, which is the Menacers. So immediately we see here this Dragapult Enam team with Treads, which is the first time I ever drafted. It was like a draft league of friends, not like a major draft league. So, like, ignore the time I said kind of like, oh, it was technically the first time. I had that trio, and obviously the supporting cast is really strong. We see Chien Pao here. Chien Pao is always nuts. So, Terra Captains here are potential Lando Salamence and Enamorous Entei. So, we have three possible Terra Captains this game. Oh, man, I thought I could get it for the final one. Okay, so, looks like he just has, like, Ace has Terra Water and Namorous. Okay. Getting a little funky with the Terra type. That's something cool. And Terra, Dragon, Entei. Alright, so some funky Terra types. I like seeing that. I like seeing a little bit more of a unique Terra type. You have the opportunity to do that, kind of go out of your way. It's probably not something the opponent is prepped for. And the Lando is also Terra Water. Okay, so a little bit of Terra types I was not normally expecting, but that is cool. You can see, so probably defensive Lando then. And Aloe just flips. I feel like every single battle I've watched has been Aloe flipping. Ice Shard Raw KO? Jeez! I mean, I guess that makes sense, right? I don't know exactly why I'm actually surprised. That makes sense, though. That's tough. I think Chiempao just wins. Oh my god! And Ice Shard KOs from here. Yo. Scarf Dynam? Oh, nope. Terra Water. He didn't look out for that. Ooh, Terra Water with superpower, so this thing's now got bulked up defenses already. Interesting. Does he have anything to beat the opposing Terra Water? This is... Wow, look at this, guys. Look at this sight. 2 Terra Water Genies on my field. Terra Water, Terra Boss. This is actually a fun Enamorous set to, like, beat the Chiempao and then hit Landorus. And hits, like, Heatran. That's actually really smart. I like this set a lot. This is a cool set. And that just kills, because that's a Lando with Sheer Force. I guess that was potentially to beat, like, a late-game Toys. That's also what that could have been. Red card? Dang, we're seeing a lot of red card this week. That's a cool little red card, though. It means that Aloe now gets free heals. I like the prep from both sides here so far. This is actually one of my other... This is already a pretty solid battle here. Well prepped on both ends. Scorching Sands, Shuka. Nice to try and eat at least a hit from Palisand. And it is going to go down here, but that should put Palisand in range of Dragapult. I mean, it should have probably already been there. U-turn. U-turn on Shadow Ball. Stealth Rock is cool. Okay, interesting. And that puts it within Sacred Fire range. Okay, so he wanted the Entei to be in. Problem is, I think Aloe just wins now. Especially after that. Unless it's Hex Shadow Ball, but we already saw the Dragon Darts, so I don't think that's what it is. There's the Flippity Flip. In comes the Tran. Alright. Flash Cannon. Yeah. And Heatran probably wins. I mean, you have to go something here. Probably Lando? Yeah. Wow, it lived. Entei doesn't die, though. Gotta go Lando. Lando will live a hit. Oh, Aloe flip into Lando. Yeah, just to preserve differential. There's no reason to not be careful here and preserve your differential. Burn doesn't matter. Oh, you actually could just Scald here. I would have flipped, just for safety. But it is going to be a Scald to end it here. And that is going to be the final match. But, wow, so Chiempao just breaking early and then just good shit. I really liked the sets from both teams. But obviously, I think Bloodfish's tech was just a little better. Hydrogen's this time. Chiempao is just so hard and restricting on team comps. But overall, yeah, I actually did have... This was pretty cool, pretty cool. So thank you all so much for coming to the stream. I'm going to upload what... I don't think there's any reason for me to, like, ask what set of the week was. I think match of the week was definitely Kingston versus Junk World. So congratulations to Junk World for pulling that one out with your epic AV Bronze Song that I think was probably the coolest set of the week. And yeah, thank you guys so much for coming to the stream. I hope you all enjoyed, and I hope you guys have a nice rest of your day. Bye, everyone.